Just in time for his Madison Square Garden homecoming on Saturday night, Carmelo Anthony is back in the national conversation, and not exactly in the way he envisioned it last summer when he left New York. He has been slumping on a supposed Oklahoma City Thunder super team that has been anything but. In search of answers and options, some observers seem to have settled on an obvious one: remove Anthony from the starting lineup and marginalize the proud gunslinger and 10-time All-Star who is now on the back nine of his NBA career. How cruel is fate? After 6+ seasons of acknowledging Anthony's lack of a credible co-star with the Knicks, there are people already pinning an unfair share of the Thunder's problems on him and wanting to separate him, at least in the first quarter, from Russell Westbrook and Paul George. That would undoubtedly be Anthony's take on the situation, but there it was, in so many words, on the national broadcast of the Thunder's 100-95 road victory over the Indiana Pacers on Wednesday night. First, it was Paul Pierce on the ESPN studio show complaining about so much ISO ball on the Thunder. He did not single out Anthony by name, but in effect he was pointing to a common narrative throughout Anthony's 15 seasons in the NBA. Next came Doris Burke, the astute analyst, commenting during the game that removing Anthony from a starting lineup with 3 ball-dominant stars to fortify what has been an unproductive Oklahoma City bench is a logical sacrifice for Anthony to make. At this stage of his career, Burke said, it should be about winning for him. Anthony has always said that team goals override all, but doing what's necessary after such bold declarations has been a challenge for him. Personal branding is a concept he has better embraced, and so agreeing to the bench role that Dwayne Wade has accepted in Cleveland is almost certain to play into the persecution complex Anthony developed, fairly or not, as the failed savior in New York. In defense of the Thunder's critics, fingers haven't pointed only at Anthony. Westbrook's cyclonic game has fallen off some from his league most valuable player season in 2016-17, and he was never the easiest of point guards to play with. George hasn't even matched the numbers posted in Indiana by Victor Oladipo, one of the players the Pacers acquired for him. And then there is Sam Presti, the respected general manager of the Thunder, who put this star puzzle together while persuading Westbrook to sign a 5-year, $205 million extension in September. In theory, it all made sense, Jeff Van Gundy, the television analyst and former Knicks and Houston Rockets coach, said in a telephone interview. But they made 2 2-for-1 deals that shortened their bench, changed their identity, and the stars they put together don't necessarily complement each other. That doesn't mean it wasn't a shot worth taking. Appeasing LeBron James upon his 2014 return to Cleveland with a trade for Kevin Love, among lesser moves, helped bring the Cavaliers their first NBA title and 3 consecutive trips to the NBA